Hey y'all, don't mind my tapestry. I said would be gone. Mind your business. Anyway, so welcome back to Just Jaysa. All right, so today's video is on self-confidence. Yes, my self-confidence, how it was like, what it was like, grammar, what it was like to regain my self-confidence, and tips, maybe, whatever comes to mind, right? But this video, yes, is called Self-Confidence Redo. I am Jaysa, and this is Just Jaysa. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Outside of that, if you are back, y'all, welcome. I'm not going to do the countdown again because every time I do it, I fall short. But yes, we are back for everyone that has always been with me. But let's get into it. So yes, self-confidence redo. In the last video, we discussed everything that has changed in my life, and confidence was one of them. I did not say it in the last video, but I hope it was implied. Maybe not. Anyway, my self-confidence is huge and something that I have always struggled with, right? Let me just be completely honest. I have always been very insecure, and not just when it comes to how people view me, but how I view myself. And I feel like that's a big part of when we're discussing security within our appearance, within the way we act, within our personality, within our jobs, our careers, everything that we could think of, right? We are always so focused on, oh, they need validation from other people. It's not always the case. However, we look for it in other people, but there are some cases where we are really looking for how to validate ourselves all the time, if that makes sense. That sounds kind of crazy, but hear me out. So for me, I've always had a thing about compliments. I didn't think they were real. I feel like, why do I need a compliment from you? Or why do people automatically think when you say you're insecure that they compliment you or they give you some type of reassurance? If I'm insecure, or I'm telling you, my husband, for example, I'm telling you I'm having a bad day, I'm feeling insecure, most of the time I don't need it from that person. I need it from myself. I need to know, oh, I'm sorry. I need to know within myself that I'm good. Like, girl, I know, we trying to get this brand together, but it's okay because you're still beautiful on the inside. Out might be I today, but on the inside, you're always who you are. And I think that that is something that when it comes to security, we are always so focused on the outside, the external. People are innate to respond with the external response, right? So that is what I'm starting with. My self-confidence redo is learning how to speak to myself. Although I may speak outside of myself and tell someone I'm feeling insecure, which is their trigger to help, I need to learn how to do that on my own. So that is where I started. My bad. Anyway, I'm back. So that's what I'm doing. After my child, let's go back. During my child, I felt very inadequate, which most women do. I've heard so many stories. I've seen so many videos, y'all. I was just on Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, everything, scrolling, trying to hear someone's story to understand why I felt like this. And I wasn't alone. I had a very long pregnancy mentally with just feeling depleted. I didn't start getting dressed again or doing my hair or caring about how it looks or wanting to even leave the house until the last 2 months of my pregnancy. And that was just my internal clock telling me it's time. It was time to get off my ass, get out my feelings, and get back to who I am. And that wasn't meaning it in an arrogant way. It just means in the sense of, you know who you are inside and out, what you bring to yourself inside and out. You know how you make yourself feel. Why are you changing your mind because of a different life obstacle, or not even an obstacle? My child is not an obstacle, but a trigger or something that just made me feel less than, right? I say trigger because I was seeing everything about myself. I was struggling with everything that was going on in my head that I had thought I locked away that was coming out. And that's what pregnancy did for me. It brought everything out, all of my imperfections. And it was hard, y'all. It was very hard, but it led me here. It led me to my self confidence that needed to be adjusted and why it was the way it was. So, like I mentioned in my last video, we will be discussing going through editing my journal that I put together for you guys. And part of that journal discusses releasing the need for trends, just stripping away all the dead weight, all the things that we thought were for us, but ultimately were geared through other people, geared through commercials, geared through the societal norms, things of that nature. And part of that for me has been on my self-confidence redo, really stripping away. Hence why my hair is wrapped up. You already know what's underneath it. I cut my hair off again. Mind your business. That's what I did, right? Trying to get away from crazy makeup, trying to get away from clothes that expose everything, things of that nature. Those are the things that I really target in my journal, but it's also where I got it from was because of me. I was so stuck on as soon as I had the baby, okay, where's the best wig? I need to get my hair done. I need to make sure my nails done. I need to do this and that. For what? To mimic someone else, to make sure I felt confident in myself based on the standards set by someone else. That is ass backwards. So I'm working on it. And I feel like this video is necessary because of that. And I say my pregnancy started it because, like I mentioned, I was exposed to everything that I thought I hid within myself. But it wasn't like that. I couldn't hide it. So I ended up being put in a very small box. I was worried about my marriage. I was worried on if he saw me the same. At that point, now I'm influencing the importance of other people. Oh my gosh, do they see that my hair is falling out? Do they see the sins of my just dry, brittle skin? Do they see how hard I'm struggling? I'm not sleeping. My eyes are baggy. Oh my goodness, do they see that? I was losing myself. So I was like, okay, I gotta get it together. I gotta get it together. Because not only was it affecting how I felt about myself, of course, that goes into a deeper spiral of mental health. And I learned a lot through mental health as well for my pregnancy. But ultimately, after I had my child as well, although those last 2 months I found myself more engaged in getting dressed and wanting to go places, I had a complete reset once that baby came out. I did not gain as much weight when I was pregnant. So the glory of, oh, you don't have the flabby stomach, or you're not big, you don't have to worry about losing that weight, it was still there. Because for me, although I wasn't as big as some women have shared their stories about, which is not a huge deal. Please don't come for me because I didn't gain weight. I have just the same struggles and it made me feel just as sad. Relax. However, I didn't. I didn't gain weight, but I am very small. I did not gain the weight I was before I got pregnant, which is something else that is hard for people. I went from being a normal weight to now I'm underweight. That is just as scary. I feel it has exposed when I'm gaining weight much more because I am starving all the time. Breastfeeding my child has been very interesting and learning how that takes a toll on your body. So I am struggling when it comes to my weight and how I feel about myself. It has been cool to get back in my pants. I have no desire to wear jeans ever again. Wearing leggings the entire pregnancy has really made me a little comfortable, but that's been, the bright side of it. But we have to acknowledge the fact that there are many, many moments in your life where you're going to go through self-confidence downfalls. And mine just so happened to be my pregnancy and after. Before I got pregnant, I was always talking about how I wanted to change my diet, change my workout routine, how I want to work out. Let me not lie. how I wanted to start working out again, because I have in the past, but it was hard. It's still hard. I am exhausted, y'all. I have no desire to do anything extra. And although I complain about my confidence, I complain about my body, I complain about how I look to everyone else, I am not taking that step to do it myself. That is backwards. We have to, right? What do we look like complaining all the time and not taking that step? So that is something else that I have acknowledged within myself. I need to get on the ball, right? I'm constantly complaining. I look at myself and I feel like shit. And my husband's just sitting there like, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, you don't see it. But it's hard. It's internal. It's not external. It's not something someone can compliment away. It's not something they can tell you, what are you talking about? It's you. And that's where we have to really understand and figure out what is triggering me. Going back to my journal a little bit, it does touch on that as well. It will be something we can really work together, and we'll touch back on this video and kind of understand how these different parts play, not only into what I experienced, but how we can find different mechanisms or strategies to help other people, because there's not one way to do this. Me, I'm going to have to just jump into it. I'm going to have some crazy wake up call, which is probably after this video, and get on to it. I need to for myself. And that leads me into the diet aspect. Y'all, my child don't like anything. He cannot handle a lot of foods. And for me, I can't either. But as an adult, I force myself to take it because I don't want to change my diet. I did not want to change my diet. It is very hard and expensive to change. So I ended up going ahead and removing a lot of different things. I'm lactose intolerant, but I love cheese. I love cheese. But so after having my child, I realized, okay, he is too. He cannot do dairy in any form. He had a lot of digestive issues when it came to dairy. I recently found out my blood type. I don't know if it's just me, but I've always thought that Black people, yes, I'm speaking on Black people, I thought we were all A positive. I ain't gonna lie to you. That may be very ignorant on my part, but I did. I remember people would ask, oh, what's your blood type? A positive. Throw that out there like it's just air, like it's free. And after having my child, same thing. Hey, do you know your blood type? Oh, yeah, I think I'm A positive. You think? Yes, I think. Found out I'm not A positive. I found out I'm not A positive. And looking into that deeper, finding out that crazy thing about myself, it made me want to learn more about blood types. And I found out the different foods that our blood types are supposed to take in. The different people are supposed to engage in different food lifestyles. So for me, that was kind of cool. I found out in the quickest way possible, chicken is not supposed to be in my diet. There was 3 columns on this chart I found, and it was good, okay, or something like that, like neutral, and then bad. Chicken was not on either one of those rows for me, for my blood type. So it was crazy. That's all I eat. I don't eat pork. Beef is very hard for me to digest, at least the beef that I have eaten in the past. I don't care for fish that much. The smell kind of gets me. And chicken. That's what I'm left with, right? So that's all I ate. But finding this out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to stop eating chicken. What am I gonna do? But man, when I tell you, God is like, get yourself together, because not only am I not supposed to eat it, my child, once again, he was not responding well. We had so much mucus built up. We couldn't sleep. Where he's crying, I'm sitting there nauseous. It was just bad. And before him, I didn't have those reactions. I was okay. You know, it may not have been showing up in the same way, but I was okay. So here we are. We're driving down the street, and y'all, I see this nasty ass truck of chickens. I almost threw up. I can still see it in my head. And in that moment, instantly, I told him, no, no more chicken. I'm done. Do you? Because he eats chicken, but I could not see that and go home and eat it. No. Hell no. For what? Ugh. It was already hard enough cooking it. Y'all, I am not the type of person that likes to cook. So for me to cook chicken was always very hard. It's nasty looking. I'm sorry if y'all like it. I'm sorry. It's my opinion. But it was already hard. So for me to see that and compute it with what I'm putting in my body, it wasn't going to happen. Not after that day. Nope. I have not. I put in that money. Now I am a fish eating and beef eating person. More fish than beef, just because, like I said, it's hard to digest, but that's none of y'all business. But I am. That's what I did to change my diet. So not only was it for my child, it was for myself. And I think it's crazy how milestones happen in your life that really force you into doing the things that you've been trying to do your entire life. So that's what I did. I changed my diet. And I feel like that has helped me with my self confidence, because not only does it help me enforce my weight loss or my weight control, it's helping me feel more confident. It's going to help my skin get back together. I'm doing a lot more fruits, I'm doing a lot more vegetables, trying to do more water. I did water while I was pregnant. Now that I'm not, y'all, love it here. I love it in Juice World. It is my recipes, Juice World. That's not where I was going with that. But that is what I do, that's what I did in order to feel better about myself, not because of someone else, although my child does count but doesn't count. It was something that I had to do. Now I can say the benefits have been drastically changing my sleep. I'm actually tired now. It's weird. I don't know if this is something that everyone would look forward to, but I do get tired after a certain period of time. And it's not in the sense of like I'm drained. I think it's my internal clock actually getting on the right track. I need to sleep. I don't feel like I need to be up all night. I do get tired and it is very difficult. Like I said, I have a little bit more energy. My son, he seems to be a little bit better. He's sleeping, has a much more quality sleep. And I think that's very important for him as well. The mucus has died down for both of us. I have noticed that as well, especially considering we have allergies. And just the joy that I feel after having my child. I did experience postpartum just a little bit. I had to be prescribed anxiety and depression medicine. And for me, I've never been a big medicine person, but to be prescribed it, I think was another wake up call for me. I didn't need to take it, get addicted, or have some hardship to make me want to get myself together. It was being prescribed. And like I mentioned, everyone has their different ways of experiencing things and wanting to change. For me, it was even needing it. It was very difficult for me to process that. It was a lot of self-pity, right? So that was something else that went into my self-confidence redo. My appearance, huge, still working on it. It is a work in progress. Yes, my hair will be wrapped up for the next 2 videos because I am working on it. My diet, what I'm putting in my body to make me feel good about myself. If it's not good, I'm not going to feel good, right? My mental health. Not only am I still painting, I am writing more. I put a lot of my energy into my tutoring business, giving back to women, helping these kids. That is a lot of my self-confidence. And I think when people think of self-confidence, they think of just their appearance, that it stops at their surface. It is everything. It's internal. And if you don't find those opportunities to really dig deep into who you are and what you bring to the table, what brings you joy, you are always going to fall short. It is more than surface level. It's what you feel, not what everyone else can see. It's what you see, how it makes you feel when you see it. That goes back to your internal self. It's not someone else's internally feeling about you. That changes constantly. So if we don't have that dug out for ourselves and sorted and digested, and we are tweaking here and there to make sure that it is grade A quality, we're never, ever, ever going to fully be self-confident. So I guess you could say those are my tips. Really focusing on each level. Maybe go level by level like I did. At least that works for me. Skin deep, emotionally, mentally. What am I doing in my day-to-day? What am I incorporating in my habits, my routines, in order to really boost it up, maintain it, to maintain this feeling that I have of myself. Um, my self-confidence journey obviously is not over. It is still going. So there will be more moments where I am trying to discuss what this means to me, how it's going. So I will be sharing more. But that's pretty much it. This is where I'm at. And like I've said in all of my videos, I'm only going to share what I have. And this is as far as I've gotten. So I don't want to drag out a video just for time. I want to make sure you have all that I have. And that is it. So I'm going to end our lovely video. Like I said, if you are new, please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications to stay up to date with our videos. If you are coming back, welcome. Thank you so much as always. I adore your support. I look forward to all of these amazing follows. Make sure that you tune in to my pages to order my book, #raw. That is Rare African Woman. I do have it on a couple platforms, so I will put that in the description box below. But I am also have a goal of selling a certain amount by the end of the month. So help me out. Tap that link. Make sure you come order my book. I promise it will be worth it. It's a lot of what we talk about on my channel. It's my personality, it's my views, it's things that I've experienced in ways that I think would get across to a lot of people. So please make sure you order my book. Follow my many Instagram pages. Yes, I know there's a lot, but they're all for different things. And I promise, once again, you will not regret it. Stay up to date. Make sure you come back next Friday. And this is Just Jaysa, and I had the best time talking to you guys. All right. Bye.